our formula here is going to look like this. Z is equal to our sample mean minus the mean again over, and this is a little part that's a little different, the standard deviation divided by the square root of n. It says, according to the records, the amount of participation in a certain city on a November day has a mean of 10 or 0.10 inches. The mean is the one that looks like this, mu. The standard deviation is this one, 0.07. What is the probability that the mean daily participation will be over, or will be 0.11 inches or less? So less than or equal to 0.11, that's the X bar number, for a random sample of 40 November days. So N is going to be 40. So what we are going to figure out, and this one, does it say? No, it just says carry your computations to 4 decimal places. So we don't have to put a gigantic fraction in there. So we're going to find Z first. I'm going to find Z first. So my X bar is the 0.11, minus the mean, which is the 0.10, over the standard deviation, which is the 0.07, divided by the square root of n, which is going to be the square root of 40. And we're going to find that number to 4 decimal places. So, no, we're going to just start and find that 0.11 minus 0.10, highlight that, and do divided by 0.07 divided by the square root of 40. Okay, so that number there, 2 4 decimal places, is
0.9036. Or
I didn't write that far. I put dot, 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 dot.
okay.
So now I'm going to do, leave that number on your calculator, I believe, and then we don't have to round it off. And just type in, when it's highlighted, the P of Z is less than or equal to. Yes, then it sticks that number in there for you. That's why I didn't round it off. So, leave the number on your calculator, do the P of Z is less than or equal to. That number should pop in there. And then, when you hit equal, we're going to round it off to 3 decimal places. So, we get an answer of
0.817.
0.817. Again, I think it is a little forgiving because of rounding things if you do round it off and type it in, as opposed to just leaving the number there and then having the calculator plop it in there. All right. Number 8, same kind of thing. A study of college football games show that the number of holding penalties assessed has a mean of 2.2 penalties per game. So my mean is 2.2. Standard deviation of 0.8. What is the probability that for a sample of 40, so n is going to equal 40, the mean number of holding penalties will be 2.4 penalties or less? So we want to be less than or equal to 2.4. That's going to be our X bar, and again, since we're doing a less than, and that's what our calculator calculates, it's nice. So, to find that Z value that we're going to plug in, we are going to take our X bar, which is the 2.4, minus our mean, which is the 2.2, over the standard deviation, 0.8, divided by the square root of n, so square root of 40. There, I'm adding you some notes there. So once you find your number there, leave it in your calculator. It should be highlighted. Then press the P of Z is less than or equal to. It should put that number in there. That number should be something like 1.5811 something or other. Oh, you already did it, because now you got your final answer. And so your final answer to 3 decimal places was
0.943.
0.943, exactly.
So what does that note say?
So,
Leave in, oh.
so take your answer, leave it in your calculator highlighted, then press this, and then it puts that whole number in there for you. All right, number 9, same kind of thing. A worldwide organization of academics claims that the mean IQ score of its members is 112, with a standard deviation of 16. So my mean is 112, my standard deviation is 16. A randomly selected group of 40, they must like to use n equals 40. And the results reveal that the mean IQ score in this sample is 116.8. If the organization's claim is correct, what is the probability of having a sample mean of 116.8 or less? They must do that on all of them so we don't have to worry about the 1 minus. They try to be nice for once. All right, so to find Z, what are we going to do to find Z? The 116.8 minus the 112 divided by 16 over the square root of 40, right? The standard deviation divided by the square root of A. And then we're going to do P of Z is less than or equal to whatever that answer was. Oh, that's your number before? And then you still got to do the P of Z is less than or equal to that 1.8? Yep, and then it equals, and that should be my answer, 0.971, right? Mm-hmm. 0.971. All right.